You think you're the first to set up camp in a place like that? You drive miles into the back country, find a flat spot by the river, pitch your tent under a sky full of stars, and feel like you've escaped the world. That's what I thought too, until I realized the campsite was already occupied, and whoever or whatever was there before me had never left. My name is Ryan. This happened last summer, late August 2025, in the High Sierra, California. I'd been backpacking solo for years. I knew the trails. I knew how to read a map, how to filter water, how to stay quiet when bears were near. But I didn't know how to recognize a place that didn't want me there. I'd chosen a small, unmarked meadow about 9 miles in from the trailhead. No official campsite, no fire ring, just grass, a slow-moving creek, and a ring of pines that made it feel like a secret room. I arrived just before dusk. The sun was already behind the ridge, turning everything gold and then gray. I dropped my pack, stretched, and started setting up. That's when I noticed the first thing. A small pile of stones perfectly stacked, about knee-high, stood near the creek. Not natural. Someone had placed them deliberately. I shrugged it off. Hikers leave cairns all the time. Primera, moved on. I pitched my tent, ate a quick dinner of dehydrated chili, and crawled inside just as the temperature dropped. The forest went quiet fast. No crickets, no wind, just the soft rush of the creek. I fell asleep listening to it. Around 2:17 a.m., I woke up, not so inly, not from a dream, hoofed, awake. My eyes opened like someone had flipped a switch. I lay there for a few seconds, trying to figure out what felt wrong. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Not close, not far, just circling the tent. Slow, deliberate. 1 footfall every 4 or 5 seconds. Crunch on pine needles. Pause. Crunch. Again. I held my breath. The sound kept going around the tent, around the campsite, never stopping, never hurrying. I waited for it to fade. It didn't. It just kept circling. I told myself it was a deer, or a raccoon, or maybe a black bear checking me out. But bears don't walk in perfect circles, and they don't pause exactly the same way every time. I stayed still for almost an hour. The footsteps never stopped, never sped up, never slower, just the same rhythm, the same path. Eventually, exhaustion pulled me under again. I woke up at dawn. No footsteps, no tracks, just the meadow, the creek, and the stone pile still perfectly stacked. I should have left that morning. Primera, didn't. I told myself it was imagination, sleep deprivation, a weird animal. Primera Madre Coffee, repacked my gear, and decided to stay another night. The meadow was too beautiful. The fishing was too good. I wasn't going to let one strange night ruin the trip. Big mistake. The second night was colder. I zipped my sleeping bag tight and tried to sleep early. Around 1:50 a.m., I woke again. Same feeling. Same switch flipped in my brain. I lay there, eyes open in the dark, listening. Footsteps. But this time they were closer, not circling the tent. Walking straight toward it. Crunch, crunch, grunch, grunch. Each step deliberate, heavy, like someone wearing boots. I could hear the weight shift from heel to toe. Primera, fros. The footsteps stopped right outside the tent door. Then, long, thick, silent. Primera gua. I did nothing. No braiding, no rustling, just a creak in the distance. Then the zipper moved. Not fast, not robust. This low, quiet sound of metal teeth parting. 1 inch, 2 inches. I stared at the zipper pull. In the dark, it was moving by itself. No wind. Shuth. Moving. Primeras crea. Ben lunged forward, grabbed the zipper from the inside and yanked it shut. The sound stopped. Everything stopped. I sat there shaking, heart slamming against my ribs, listening. Minutes passed. Then, from right outside the mesh window, something tapped. Once, twice, 3 times, like a finger on glass. Tap, 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 tap. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The tapping stopped. Then the footsteps walked away slowly, deliberately back into the trees. I stayed awake until sunrise. That morning I broke camp in under 10 minutes. I didn't eat. I didn't filter water. I just packed everything and started hiking out. I didn't look back. I didn't stop until I reached the trailhead parking lot. I threw my gear in the trunk, locked the doors, and drove straight home. 2 weeks later, I told my best friend the story. He laughed at first, then got quiet. He pulled out his phone and showed me a photo. It was the same meadow, the same stone pile. But in the photo, there was something else. Hace compile. Smaller. Made of the same stones, placed right where I'd pitched my tent. He said he'd been there 2 years earlier. Same spot, same pile, same footsteps. At night, he'd left before sunrise. Never went back. I looked at the photo, then at my own pictures from the trip. In every single shot of the campsite, there was only one stone pile. Meaning the other one was already there, and it was waiting for someone to sleep in its spot. If you ever find a perfect campsite in the backcountry with a small stone pile already standing near the creek, don't stay the night, because the meadow remembers and it doesn't like sharing. Good night.